Hello guys, welcome back to the Archway podcast, and this is episode 4, which we're going to be talking about predictions for season 3 of Heartstopper. If you haven't watched the last couple of episodes, that basically been wrapping up the season 1 and season 2, but we're going to get into season 3 and have a discussion about it, as there's quite a lot of speculation after it's all been filmed, and now we kind of want to know what is going on. So like most of you, I actually kind of don't really know what is going on with season 3, because what we know so far is that it includes, of course, Volume 4, Volume 5, Nick and Charlie, and this winter, which is quite a lot of room to cover, especially for a season. So it's going to be really interesting to see how Alice has been able to wrap up everything into one linear storyline, because a lot of stuff happens through that, and especially for the actors, for Joe Locke and Kit Connor playing Nick and Charlie, there is a lot of mental health events that go on between the seasons, especially the books. So it'll be interesting to see how it works. Some of my predictions for season 3 is that I actually think there's going to be a Christmas party and a New Year's party, as that does happen in Volume 4. I really do hope that one of the scenes I hope they are careful with is the scene actually in the start of Volume 4, which is where Charlie says "I love you" to Nick for the first time, and there's this whole shower sequence where Nick is topless and everything else, and I don't think it's a good idea because of recent stuff that happened with Kit Connor with being topless and everything else, which is a complete different video, which I do not mind doing at all, because it's a subject that I feel very strongly about, and it will be a good thing to talk about. But yeah, I would be interested to see how they do that, because of course season 2 was left on a cliffhanger, and that's kind of a bit annoying because we want to see how that cliffhanger ends. Another one of my predictions is I actually think Charlie is going to go to a mental hospital. This does happen in the books because his mental health gets to a worse state than it is already, which is going to be quite tricky to do, especially for the stuff that Charlie deals with. If you don't know, you haven't read the books, Charlie deals with an eating disorder and anxiety and a bit of depression, which is kind of very typical in a lot of teenagers nowadays. So it'll be interesting to see how they deal with that kind of side of the mental health, and then also how Joe Locke deals with that side when he is acting as Charlie as well. I'm really happy that we are actually getting Henry, the dog, who, if you don't know, it's Nick's dog. So Nick actually has 2 dogs. He has Nellie, and then he also has Henry, which is really cool. And we're also getting the introduction of Michael, which is from Solitaire. So that's really interesting that Tori's been given a bit more of a storyline. I really do hope that they give Tori and Darcy a bit more of a storyline this season. Like last season, they gave Isaac a bit of a storyline and understanding like him and who he is as a person. They kind of touched on Tara and Darcy's storyline, was dealing with Darcy and what was going on with her, but it'll be interesting to see how she deals with her mum and if she's able to reconnect with her, or is she going to step away. We just don't know. So it should be interesting. I think another interesting aspect would be, I don't know why, I would love to see Elle dealing with like her art and everything else, and I think she's probably going to take it professionally. That's kind of how I imagine Elle would after like school and everything else. She goes into university and does like art, and see how Tao and Elle deal with that long distance, because if you think about it, in season 2 they only just got together and they're only just getting used to being boyfriend and girlfriend, and now suddenly they could get split up. I'm really excited about the music of season 3. If you don't know, I'm a very big music person. I love listening to the soundtracks of season 1 and season 2. So yeah, if you've joined my TikTok lives, then basically you'll know that I played the Heartstopper soundtrack quite a lot, because it's a very good soundtrack. So I'm really excited to see how well that does, especially because of how much nostalgia it brings. Now, one of the main questions that everyone's probably getting, or is probably going to ask, is what do you think is going to happen with season 4? Do you think season 4 is going to happen? Do you not think it's going to happen? Where are you? So basically with season 4, I think it will probably happen, but I will not be surprised if season 3 is the last season. I know that most people don't really want to hear that, and a lot of trends at the moment on TikTok is especially using AI to use Alice's voice and say, "Hi, my name's Alice. I was a writer and creator of Heartstopper, and I can announce that Heartstopper will be getting a season 4. I've seen that. That is definitely fake. You know how she would do it. She'll either do it for a drawing or something else, or she might do it after season 3. We just don't know. But she did say at the start, the 4 seasons will wrap up the story nicely. So it'll be interesting. That's why I'm a bit concerned with season 3 and season 4, because I don't know where season 3 is going to end and season 4 is going to start. And now, as we're getting another book, which is volume 6, volume 5 is out, but volume 6 isn't out yet, so we don't actually know where that's going to go. And as there's a lot of press going on with Solitaire at the moment because of the new covers, so it'll be interesting to see how this works and how we get into that kind of thing, because of course the introduction of Michael and everyone else, it's kind of like, okay, where's the story leading to? What is the end game for Nick and Charlie? As we don't know, the readers of the books don't know, and also the fans of the show don't know as well. But yeah, just to give you a quick update on the podcast, there is actually quite a lot of interesting stuff coming up. I'm going to be doing an episode about events, because if you don't follow me on Instagram or on TikTok, I do quite a lot of events for films and stuff, because I have a brilliant friend who invites me. He's called TOMMCJL. His Instagram and YouTube and everything else will be linked down below. He's an amazing person. He takes me to these amazing events for like shows and stuff, which I'm going to talk about. There's also some very special news that's coming up very, very soon, but I'm not going to tell you. And then also I'm going to speak to you about like how to deal with stuff when you enter into the film business and stuff like this, and dealing with a master's in film and stuff like that, and the journey that I've kind of been on, because I think people will be interested in that, and it's definitely been interesting for me, and especially having a show that you've really inspired to, and then suddenly being able to do something like that, which is going to be a complete different topic. But yeah, I just think there's going to be loads of stuff coming up, and it's really nice to see how many people are really interested in the podcast as well, seeing how many views and everything else. I didn't realise how many people would be interested in it, which is brilliant, and I cannot wait to continue. So if you are interested in this podcast, then please do not forget to subscribe to the channel as well, and also go and subscribe to my Instagram and TikTok as well, because then you'll find weekly updates about when episodes are coming out, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!